This is wrestling's greatest moments.
Hey now, wrestling fans. It's time for another episode of Wrestling's Greatest Moments, Who's Dat Wrestler, where we provide 5 clues and you have to guess the wrestler's identity. The less clues you need to get the answer, the better your score. Before we get started though, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Here are the rules. You have 5 clues to guess each wrestler's identity, that is, the wrestling name they're best known by. If you answer the question with the first clue, you earn 5 points. If you answer the question by the second clue, you get 4 points, and so on, with the 5th and last clue being worth 1 point. If you don't answer the question within 5 clues, you get a whole lot of nothing. Dare to play the wild card? If you're willing to take a risk, consider playing our wild card question. We'll give you the subject. The question could be easy, medium, or hard. You won't know until you play it. It's a multiple choice question, or as we used to say in school, a multiple guess. Answer it right, and you add 5 points to your score. Answer it wrong, and you deduct 5 points. Keep in mind, the wild card is optional. Here's an example. Category: The Road Warriors. Your difficulty is easy. Lucky you. Here's a question. Which of these tag team titles weren't held by the Road Warriors? 1. The AWA World Tag Team Championship. 2. The WWF Tag Team Championship. 3. The ECW Tag Team Championship. Or 4. The NWA World Tag Team Championship. The correct answer is 3. The ECW World Tag Team Championship. Good luck. Question 1. Easy. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born on December 7th, 1958 in St. Peter, Minnesota. He competed as an arm wrestler and worked as a bouncer before entering pro wrestling. His sister Nancy later worked as his valet, Raven, in World Class Championship Wrestling. Clue number 2. This wrestler debuted in 1983 in Vancouver, Canada, but came into his own in Memphis's Continental Wrestling Association, where he worked as a member of Jimmy Hart's first family, teaming with King Kong Bundy. Both he and Bundy would eventually become members of the Bobby Heenan family in the WWF. Clue number 3. This wrestler won the NWA World Tag Team Championship with Manny Fernandez during his 1986 to 1987 run in Jim Crockett Promotions. He walked out on the promotion to join the WWF. Clue number 4. This wrestler became a hated heel in the WWF, with manager Bobby the Brain Heenan guiding him to the Intercontinental Championship against the Ultimate Warrior. He famously feuded with Jake the Snake Roberts in the WWF. Clue number 5. This wrestler's nickname was Ravishing. Who's Dat Wrestler? Who is Ravishing Rick Rude? Question 2. Easy. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born on November 30th, 1973 in Kitchener, Ontario. One of the first titles he held was the East Coast Wrestling Association Heavyweight Championship. Clue number 2. This wrestler made his TV debut at WWF's Breakdown in Your House pay-per-view on September 27th. This wrestler captured the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship in his debut match after defeating Taka Michinoku at October 18th, 1998's Judgment Day in Your House. Clue number 3. This wrestler and his tag team partner were abducted and recruited into the Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness, but eventually broke free. This wrestler and his tag team partner eventually began feuding with the Hardy Boys. Clue number 4. This wrestler and his tag team partner won their first WWF Tag Team Championship after defeating 2 other teams at WrestleMania 2000 in a triangle ladder match. Clue number 5. This wrestler also enjoyed singles success, holding world championships in the WWE, TNA, and Impact Wrestling. One of his nicknames is Captain Charisma. Who's Dat Wrestler? Who is Christian, aka Christian Cage? Question 3. Medium. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born on February 7th, 1958 in Denton, Texas, but became a lifelong Florida resident. He was trained by Boris Malenko and Gentleman Jim Isler. Clue number 2. Like his last name, this wrestler's in-ring career may have seemed like a small stream, but he helped guide future superstars. This wrestler operated a wrestling school in Florida where he helped train future grapplers, including MVP, The Ascension's Connor, Gangrel, Luna Vachon, and Norman Smiley. Clue number 3. This wrestler wrestled WWF champion Hulk Hogan in a non-title match and a then rare TV appearance for the Hulkster. Clue number 4. This wrestler never suffered from ring rust, despite his first name, and became highly regarded as an enhancement talent. Clue number 5. Although this wrestler was best known for his work as enhancement talent in the WWF, he won Global Championship Wrestling's Tag Team Championship 2 times with Jumbo Beretta and held other titles on the indie circuit. He also competed in Herb Abrams' Universal Wrestling Federation. Who's Dat Wrestler? Who is Rusty Brooks? Question 4. Medium. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born on July 4th, 1933 in Clio, South Carolina. He competed as a Golden Gloves boxer before becoming a pro wrestler. Early in his career, he worked under the name Buster Lloyd. Clue number 2. This wrestler was known for using the headbutt as his finisher. He famously quipped that the R in his middle name stood for guts. Clue number 3. A beloved babyface, fans nicknamed him the King of Wrestling and even gave him a crown. Unfortunately, heel wrestler Blackjack Mulligan destroyed his prized possession. Clue number 4. This wrestler competed in many territories, including Central States Wrestling and Georgia Championship Wrestling, but he's best known for his campaigns in Jim Crockett Promotions, aka Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, where he captured many championships, including the area's TV championship twice and the area's version of the NWA World Tag Team Championship with Wahoo McDaniel. Clue number 5. This wrestler was also nicknamed Freight Train. Who's Dat Wrestler? Who is Rufus R. Freight Train Jones? Question 5. Hard. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born on July 21st, 1963 in Amarillo, Texas. A second-generation grappler, 2 of his brothers competed in the Squirt Circle and formed tag teams with him. Clue number 2. This wrestler enjoyed success early on in his career in Central States Wrestling, holding the promotion's tag team titles twice and its television championship twice. Clue number 3. This wrestler worked in several NWA territories, including Jim Crockett Promotions and Championship Wrestling from Florida. He won Jim Crockett Promotions' NWA Television Championship from Dick Slater in a tournament to fill the vacant title in 1984. Clue number 4. This wrestler's brother held Jim Crockett Promotions' version of the NWA World Tag Team Championship an incredible 5 times. This wrestler would hold the same version of the NWA World Tag Team Championship 2 times with Chief Wahoo McDaniel. Clue number 5. One of this wrestler's nicknames was the Renegade. Who's Dat Wrestler? Who is Mark Youngblood? Question 6. Hard. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born in Nashville, Tennessee on July 19, 1956. He spent his early years competing in the South under his real name. Clue number 2. This wrestler teamed with kayfabe cousin Pat in NWA Southeastern Championship Wrestling. They wrestled the Rat Patrol Steve Armstrong and Johnny Rich. Clue number 3. This wrestler was managed by Paul E. Dangerously in the American Wrestling Association and World Championship Wrestling. Clue number 4. This wrestler formed a 3-man team in the Continental Wrestling Association and NWA Southeastern Championship Wrestling, teaming with Dennis Condrey and Norvell Austin. Clue number 5. He began using the nickname Ravishing when he teamed with Dennis Condrey again, this time in the American Wrestling Association, where he and Condrey captured the NWA World Tag Team Championship. Who's Dat Wrestler? Who is Randy Rose? Question 7. Ridiculous. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born in February 1900 in Nokra, Russia. He was raised in Lincoln, Nebraska, and began training with wrestler Farmer Burns. Clue number 2. This wrestler debuted as a teenager and continued training, this time with John Pezic, aka Tiger Man. This wrestler adopted his best-known ring name sometime around 1927. At one point, he wrestled as the Masked Marvel. Later in his career, he mentored young wrestlers, including Lou Thez. Clue number 3. This wrestler was known as a top-level shooter. In 1935, this wrestler defeated boxer Kingfish Levinsky in 35 seconds in a wrestler versus boxer match. Clue number 4. This wrestler defeated Bronco Nagurski for the National Wrestling Association World Heavyweight Championship on March 7, 1940. Clue number 5. Interestingly, this wrestler's kayfabe last name was part of Superman's, as well as Joseph Stalin's, nickname. Who's Dat Wrestler? Who is Ray Steele? Dare to play the wild card? This week's wild card category, the 4 Horsemen. Difficulty, easy. Which wrestler replaced Ole Anderson in the 4 Horsemen's second incarnation? 1. Lex Luger. 2. Barry Windham. 3. Paul Roma. Or 4. Max Moon. The answer is 1. Lex Luger. Lex Luger, who was an associate horseman during Ole's run as a founding horseman, replaced Ole Anderson when the 4 Horsemen kicked Ole out of the group. Now it's time to add up your scores. Let's have the coach take it from here. Coach?
How'd you do? No points. You set up the ring. While you're at it, sweep up the gym. 1 to 5 points. You're a wrestling school student. 6 to 10 points. You're a local talent, or what I like to call a bum. 11 to 15 points. You're a jobber to the stars. 16 to 20 points. You're a mid-card talent. 21 to 25 points. You're an upper-card talent. 26 to 30 points. You're a main eventer. 31 to 34 points. You're the undisputed world champion. 35 points. You're a living legend. While you're at it, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Wrestling's greatest moments. The channel that celebrates the squared circle.